Stellar Blade is one of the most anticipated games of the last few years, and the game was finally released at last this past week. The game was not without its controversy, however, as it is with any game that has an attractive protagonist. The jealousy that this game is getting is just outrageous. Journalists, which I'm saying very loosely because they aren't, they're agenda-fueled haters of fun that want to see Stellar Blade fail. They go around calling Eve sexualized and saying she's a man's fantasy of how a perfect video game should go, and saying these outfits are like the end of feminism, while behind our backs praising that scene from The Last of Us 2 and that bear scene from Baldur's Gate 3. The double standards against Asian games is just insulting. It reeks of total bias that, simply put, is racist and should not be tolerated whatsoever. Now, I would stop there at the part where agenda-fueled quote-unquote critics just hate its existence, but more drama is coming out where Sony, the publisher who bought the exclusive rights to release it on PlayStation 5, forced Shift Up to cover Eve's hips and her cleavage in favor of cleaner outfits, despite the rating being M for mature. They also patched the gore to where it no longer spills on Eve's body, despite the game being rated M for mature. Shift Up themselves claimed that the game would be uncensored in all countries, and guess what we got? The amount of false advertising is sad. It's disgraceful, it's a shame, it's a bait and switch, it's offensive, and I can understand the amount of disappointment that these fans are going through. They are banding together and canceling their PS Plus subscriptions in protest of what Sony has done to Stellar Blade. And it's just crazy to see. People are even threatening to refund the game and send their copies back. They are that pissed off. Now it remains to be seen what will become of the uncensored content we were promised. What we do know right now is that on the physical disc, all you have to do is disconnect your PS5 from the internet and play it as it was intended by the creators, where their outfits are uncensored and the gore is intact. The creators, by the way, put out this statement that seems to be as if Sony was pointing a gun to their head, saying this is exactly what they intended, but we all know damn well this is not anything new from Sony. They have a track record of targeting Asian-produced games for some reason, but never doing this to Western games that have content that's, frankly, far more graphic, more explicit, and puts Stellar Blade to shame. All that we're seeing here is an attractive, beautiful lady, who happens to be based on a real person, by the way, so all that nonsense about how she is just a fantasy who couldn't possibly exist in the real world has automatically been debunked. Keep in mind, this isn't just about the pieces of cloth. This is about being given what was promised. Shift Up knew damn well we deserve a game that is essentially a giant middle finger to the games that are fueled with politics, agendas, and just flat out riddled with microtransactions and DLCs that not only turn the game into just lifeless products, but a complete stray away from what gaming is supposed to be. What becomes a video game is for, to escape from the real world where we deal with bullshit everyday problems. And what's that word again? Oh yeah, fun! No one is allowed to have fun anymore, it seems, according to these losers who think they're God. It is so satisfying to see my fellow degenerates stand up for this game, which by itself is a delicate, fine piece of work. You can tell how much passion has gone into Stellar Blade. It looks so amazing. She is going down in history as one of the most iconic waifus in video game history alongside 2B, Lara Croft, Bayonetta, Ada Wong, Jill Valentine, among many others. And these people are jealous. They want to sabotage her so we stay stuck with the depressing and soulless world that they want us to stay in. And this is not to say you can't enjoy Baldur's Gate 3. This is not to take down other games, to say they're bad. They deserve the praise they have gotten. Ultimately, this is about hypocrisy, double standards that need to be abolished. This is about equal treatment for all games, no matter where they come from. Give Stellar Blade the love that it deserves. Let people have their fun. After all, we only live for so long. Sometimes people just want to play this game with one hand on the controller and the other with lotion, alright? It's their business, not mine. Okay, in all seriousness, that's not the entire audience playing this. There's people who just want a fun, Souls-like game in general. With that said, give these people what they want, man. I love PlayStation. I've played with their consoles going back to PS2. And to see them treat our wallets like this, maybe they should have never moved to California. That state really make you want to smoke crack sometimes. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel and like this video. Support Stellar Blade and give it the love it deserves. And please sign that petition. We deserve justice. Follow me on Twitter. This is your sunshine, Yui Tachibana, signing out.